Summertime out there, Jerry. 93 degrees right now as they're getting ready to play a baseball game in Surprise.
Yeah, listen, 93 degrees, but remember, it's a dry heat in the desert, but it's still hot. It's hot here in L.A. I was hitting some golf balls, John. It felt like I was 105, but get a chance to play a game. And listen, for the fans out there, you can watch both Wagos, one on the phone and one on the television, Team USA and Show Dodgers.
Yeah, if you're upset about having to watch two games at the same time, if you wish that this game was being played during the day, just be glad you're not playing it during the day with the temperatures that they have to deal with out there in Arizona right now. It's no fun.
And it's only going to get hotter over the course of the next 4 or 5 days in Arizona. Roki Sasaki did not compete for Samurai Japan in the World Baseball Classic. He stayed behind trying to get dialed in for the regular. Rejoin the Dodgers after being away at the WBC. And Kirsten Watson joins us live from Surprise, Arizona. She has an update right now on Shohei. Hi there, Kirsten.
Hi, John. I sure do. So both of those guys, Shohei Ohtani as well as Yoshinobu Yamamoto, they returned back to Phoenix yesterday, where showed up at Camelback Ranch. Actually, even for Yoshi, was able to do a little bit of a workout on the backfield yesterday, played some catch this afternoon, but so did Shohei Ohtani. He actually threw a bullpen, and Dave Roberts, he talked about that bullpen and just what the plan is going to be for him moving forward.
He's going to pitch. He's going to throw a bullpen today, a little touch and feel, and he's going to throw tomorrow. Not sure how many innings he's going to give us, but he's going to go tomorrow. And then Yoshinobu will go on Friday.
Have you had the chance to just kind of catch up with Shohei since returning from the WBC as to how that buildup went away from the team?
You know what? Not really, Kirsten. I just kind of saw him, caught up with him on some pleasantries and trying to figure out when he wanted to throw his bullpen, when he wanted to pitch. He's going to get in the game to hit on Friday. And that was more it versus kind of what he did over there.
Want to do the math for us and tell us what this means for the opening season when he might pitch?
Well, you know what? I think that just kind of where we're at right now, where he's scheduled to pitch one of those games in the Freeway Series. Not sure exactly which, and then we'll go from there.
Do you have an idea of how many innings he'll be able to go?
Not really. You know what? I think that just given what he's done so far as that 4-inning live, I think 3 to 4 is fair, you know, for tomorrow.
Was getting him into a game quickly just about giving him 2 kind of exhibition outings before the regular season?
I think it's just more of just doing what we can with what we have left to get him ready for the season. You know, he did his part, you know, and he is with Team Japan, and then now you're putting him in some real competition and build him up there to then, you know, try to get as much build up before the season starts as we can.
So what we do know about Shohei Ohtani, while he was away with the team, from the team with Team Japan at the World Baseball Classic, he actually did he threw a live BP, was able to pitch 4 innings. So as he prepares for his start tomorrow, Dave did say that we could maybe see about 3 or 4 innings as he continues his buildup. He's not going to be DHing that game, but he will be in the game on Friday to DH, while Yoshinobu Yamamoto is going to be pitching in that one. So for Shohei, he at least is going to have 2 more outings, of course, the one tomorrow and then the one in the Freeway Series before he is ready for the regular season. We don't know when his start is going to be in the regular season just yet. Potentially could be that Guardian Series. Another guy, though, returning from the WBC to keep an eye on is Edwin Diaz. So this afternoon, he actually pitched on the minor league side at Camelback Ranch. He said he's going to pitch again on Thursday. And then on Thursday, then Friday, the plan is to do a back-to-back, but he should be in a Cactus League game on Friday. But ultimately, he said that he feels very good heading into the regular season, guys.
All right, some good news there and some guys getting acclimated once again at Camelback Ranch. Kirsten, thank you very much. And she was talking about Shohei Ohtani. He threw a bullpen today. He's expected to start tomorrow's Cactus League game against the Giants. This would put him in line, Jerry, to probably pitch against the Angels in the Freeway Series, maybe the final game there. And as Kirsten mentioned, not making his regular season debut until the series against the Guardians, going maybe 3 or 4 innings.
Well, that's fine. And we always talked about it. The most important thing is making sure that he's strong in the second half of the season. There's no rush for his season to start on the mound, because we know how important and vital he is for our offense. So I like that they're slow playing him a little bit. He did get a chance to throw that simulated game against Samurai Japan in the WBC. He threw a light bullpen today, which is just fine for him to kind of air it out a little bit tomorrow night. So I love the fact that they have a plan in place. Preparation. both from the pitching and hitting side.
And I would write this down in pencil. I wouldn't put it down in pen yet. We remember last year, Shohei Ohtani didn't make his debut until June. And even then, once he was starting a game, his first 2 starts were 1 inning apiece. So whatever the plan is for Shohei Ohtani going forward, it should be written in pencil and expect it to be conservative. Look, they've got a few more years with Ohtani under contract. They're going to be very careful with what they do with Shohei.
The way we've seen injuries the last 3 years, I think everything's written in pencil nowadays for not just the Dodgers, but teams all across Major League Baseball. Let's take a look at the Dodgers lineup to go. Going to lead it off and play center field. Kyle Tucker's in right. Santiago Espinal getting a start at first base. Dalton Rushing does the catching. Alex Freeland's at second. Nick Senzel at third. Jack Sawinski, the former Pirate, in left. Hesung Kim will get a start at shortstop tonight. And Mike Sirota, his first Cactus League start, he will DH. JP, what sticks out to you?
Nice to see Mike Sirota, a highly regarded prospect in the Dodgers organization, grandnephew of Whitey Ford, Hall of Fame pitcher for the New York Yankees, so it'll be fun to see him.
Fun fact.
Jack Sawinski.
Yes.
Haven't seen him in a while.
Chi-Town, baby.
Yeah.
Always good to have a Chicago kid in the lineup, John, because that makes sure you have some
And
type
our
of
shows, too. Yeah.
toughness in that lineup. How about Kyle Tucker? We talk about, remember he was saying 11 at-bats, is he going to be okay? He's starting to swing the bat. He's going to be just fine.
And we'll have more on that later in our show. Kyle Tucker and how many at-bats he's been getting this spring. But the first couple of Cactus League starts did not go very well for Roki Sasaki, although he seemed to find something in the last couple innings. That second start. Then he looks great in the B game on the backfields. But, Jerry, that's against White Sox minor leaguers. So how important is this one for Roki tonight to show that he does belong in that rotation?
I think it's very important. The biggest thing, and he said it too, is making sure that his delivery is on point. When he has his mechanics down, we see this. He's absolutely filthy. He's able to command the strike zone, spot the fastball, and then go to that devastating forkball. That number you saw earlier on that line, those 5 base on balls, that can't happen. He's got to command the strike zone, trust his stuff. Hopefully those mechanics are there because it is important for him to have success heading into the regular season.
Yeah, I am really interested to see if Roki can translate the work that he's been doing on the backfields and in the B games into a major league game against major league hitters. Hopefully turn over the lineup, face guys a couple times, get into his secondary pitches and see if those can be effective as well.
You see Roki and the Dodgers wearing their St. Patrick's Day hats there. Day hats there in Surprise, Arizona. And after Roki Sasaki, we will be seeing Alex Vesia and Tanner Scott at some point in tonight's game. Vesia has allowed just 1 hit in his 5 1/3 innings this spring, no runs. He has struck out 6, and Scott has allowed 2 unearned runs in his 5 1/3 innings, has 7 strikeouts. Dave Roberts said at the start of spring that he thinks Tanner Scott is going to be on a mission after a rough 2025, JP, if he's back to himself. And Alex Vesia, of course, is Alex Vesia. That's 2 really good left-handers the Dodgers have in that bullpen.
That is, throw in Jack Dreyer and you've got 3 of arguably the deepest left-handed relief corps in Major League Baseball. Vesia was a workhorse last season. I don't know where the Dodgers would have been without him. And Tanner Scott has to be thinking that's the kind of season I want to put together, where he can be consistent in any high-leverage situation, getting the opposing team's best left-handed hitter out whenever Dave Roberts calls on him. Sometimes in the 9th inning maybe, but probably a more 8th inning, 7th inning role for him.
Listen, Alex Vesia has always been a stud, but I love bearded Vesia. I think he's on an absolute mission. He has command of all his pitches, and we know he's always anxious to punch tickets. Now, Tanner Scott, he understands that season wasn't good last year. He is on a mission. He's going to be effective.
All right, we are just getting started here on Access. Plenty of storylines from every spring training game tonight. It's all about Roki Sasaki getting his first start in 2 weeks as he's building up toward a spot in the Dodgers opening day starting rotation. Plus, yesterday, Yoshinobu Yamamoto officially named the Dodgers opening day starter. We will hear from Yoshi, who has one more spring tune-up before he gets the ball next Thursday against the Diamondbacks. The injury report brought to you by Keck Medicine of USC. Evan Phillips threw a bullpen today, and it marked the first time he threw to a catcher who was in a squatting position. That's another box for him to check in his rehab and recovery from Tommy John surgery last June. If all continues to go well with his rehab, Phillips could be back with the Dodgers sometime after the All-Star break. Yoshinobu Yamamoto has returned from the World Baseball Classic. He is back at Camelback Ranch going through his between-start routine. Yamamoto pitched for Japan in the quarterfinals of the WBC over the weekend. He will have one more start in Arizona before starting opening day against the Diamondbacks next Thursday. Yoshi spoke with the media earlier today.
To be named the opening day starter, just what does that mean to you personally for this year?
開幕投手に指名されたということ、個人的にどういう意味を持ちますか？
開幕戦を任せて、いただけたことをすごく、嬉しく思いますし、またホーム開幕ということでさらにこうなんていうんだろう、ファンの人も楽しみに待ってると思いますし、責任を持ってマウンドに上がりたいなと思います。
It's a very like an honor for me, and then it's the opening day at the Dodger Stadium home game, and then that's a very honor to me, and I also feel the responsibility.
How do you feel physically, and how do you feel about how you pitched in the WBC?
チームとしてはすごく悔しい結果に終わってしまいましたけど、それをこう抜きにして僕のコンディションでいうとすごく順調に来てると思いますし、本当に順調に進んでいるので、次オープン戦もう1試合投げて、その次開幕になるので、もっともっと調子上げていけたらなと思います。
You know, as a team in Japan, the result was not what we were aiming to, but that at the personal level, my condition is good, and then we're getting into the season, and then I have one more start here, Cactus League, and then opening series, so I'd like to get myself ready.
Yoshinobu went 4 innings against Venezuela. He will make one more spring start this Friday against the Padres. JP, it's going to be a big drop-off in intensity for him this next Cactus League start before he gets the ball on opening day when it ramps right back up again.
Yeah, and we saw his last spring training start before he left for the WBC. It wasn't great, it wasn't horrible, but he wasn't as sharp as he was, obviously, when we saw him at the end of last year in the World Series, and he wasn't as sharp as he was in the WBC for Team Japan. So there's a bit of an adrenaline disparity going on here for Yoshinobu Yamamoto. But look, he's got a little bit of time here to ramp up for opening day. I think this is just going to be an opportunity for him to get his work in, to make sure his pitches are where he wants them to be at this stage in spring training. It's one of the last low-stakes starts he's going to make, so it's just an opportunity for Yoshinobu Yamamoto to stay fresh.
Yeah, listen, it's a practice game. Let's be real. The intensity of pitching in the WBC, we know it's very, very intense, and obviously the intensity of pitching in the big league ball game. This is a practice game. He understands it. It's all about making sure he gets his work in.
All right, Dodgers and Royals coming up from Surprise. Haesung Kim making some memories for the Dodger fans on hand in Surprise. Tonight, Cactus League play winding down. It ends on Saturday. Plus, River Ryan has been pitching for a roster spot this spring. He's done nothing to hurt his chances. Up next, Kirsten talks one-on-one with River about that impressive spring.